Hey there, library science students. Today I'm diving into the principles of helpful sequence, a must-know for anyone aiming to master library and information science. Let's decode these principles and see how they can transform our library organization skills. First up, time sequence. This involves arranging information based on time. We have two approaches here. The principle of later in time, where materials are ordered by their latest dates first, and the principle of earlier in time, which does the opposite, putting the oldest dates first. Think of it like sorting history books by their publication year, oldest to newest, or vice versa. Next, evolutionary sequence. Here we look at the development or evolution of a subject. The principle of later in evolution arranges items from the most recent evolutionary stage to the earliest. Conversely, the principle of earlier in evolution does the reverse. This is super useful in fields like biology, where we can track species evolution. Now let's talk spatial contiguity sequence. This principle organizes items based on their physical location or spatial relation. For example, the principle of bottom upwards arranges data from the bottom to the top, while the principle of left to right goes, you guessed it, from left to right. Imagine organizing a map collection from the east to the west. Moving on to quantitative measure sequence. This involves ordering items by quantity. The principle of increasing quantity arranges items from smallest to largest, while the principle of decreasing quantity does the reverse. Picture sorting books by page count from the slimmest to the thickest. Let's discuss complexity sequence. Here, materials are organized by complexity. The principle of increasing complexity starts from the simplest and moves to the most complex, while the principle of decreasing complexity does the opposite. This is handy in educational libraries where textbooks range from basic to advanced levels. We also have the canonical sequence. This traditional method follows a standard sequence without any underlying principle. Think of it like the Dewey Decimal System, reliable and familiar. Next up, literary warrant sequence. This principle is based on the quantity of publications available on a subject. The principle of decreasing literary warrant arranges topics by decreasing number of documents, while the principle of increasing literary warrant does the opposite. It's a pragmatic way to prioritize popular or well-documented subjects. Lastly, alphabetical sequence. This is our go-to when all else fails. Simply put, it's arranging items in alphabetical order. To recap, organizing information using these principles, time, evolution, spatial contiguity, quantity, complexity, canonical, literary warrant, and alphabetical sequence, can make a world of difference in library science. They ensure that our libraries are not just repositories of knowledge, but also easily navigable spaces for everyone. Got any questions or thoughts? Drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching and happy organizing.